Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachahari Yamunatira Vanachahari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachahari Yamunatira Vanachahari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Datta Gadadhar Śrī Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vṛnda. Jaya Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhar Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vṛnda. Jaya Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhar Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vṛnda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shyama Sundara Radha Shyama Sundara Hare. Jaya Radha Shyam Radha Shyam Radha Shyam Jaya Radha Shyam. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishupad Paramahamsa Parivara Jagacchaya Sota Sattu Shishimachila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishupad Paramahamsa Parivara Jagacchaya Sota Sattu Shishimachila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Śrī Rūp Śrī Sanatan Bhattar Ganachi Jeev Gopala Tadasara Ganachari Goswami Prabhu ki Prem se ko Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhar Shivadari Gaura Bhaktavrinda ki Śrī Radha Krishna Go Gopa Gopi Gopinatham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki Śrī Vṛndāvana Dham ki Śrī Mathura Dham ki Śrī Mayapur Navadip Dham ki Śrī Jagannathpuri Dham ki Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi ke, Vrinda Devi ke, Ganga Yamuna Devi ke, Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ke, Śrī Śrī Gaunitai ke, Śrī Śrī Kṛṣṇa Balaram ke, Śrī Śrī Radha Shyama Sundar ke, Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ke, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shigra and Chiguranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the wonderful pastimes of Śrī Kṛṣṇa Mahaprabhu, who is none different from Krishna, Sisi Radha Krishna. So the fourth chapter of the Adi Lila, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. So Prabhupada used to say that the Bhagavad Gita is for the beginners in spiritual life. Those who are more advanced, they will study the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, and for the postgraduate students. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita is available, and by the mercy of Śrī Kṛṣṇa Mahaprabhu, one can properly understand the wonderful pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna with his associates in Braj. So, Adi Lila, 4th chapter, the first verse, we'll chant together. And afterwards I will read the Prabhupada's introduction to this chapter, which is very important and very significant and beautiful. Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ vraja-vilāsinaḥ Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ Mataji. Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ śrī-caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ. Śrī Caitanya-prasādena. By the mercy of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, tad of him, rūpasya of the form, vinirṇayam complete determination, bālaḥ a child, api even, kurute makes, śāstraṁ the revealed scriptures, dṛṣṭvā having seen, vraja-vilāsinaḥ who enjoys the pastimes of Braj. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. By the mercy of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, even a foolish child can fully describe the real nature of Lord Kṛṣṇa, the enjoyer of the pastimes of Braj, according to the vision of the revealed scriptures. Purport. One can ascertain the meaning of this Sanskrit śloka only when one is endowed with the causeless mercy of Lord Caitanya. Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, being the absolute personality of Godhead, cannot be exposed to the mundane instruments of vision. He reserves the right not to be exposed by the intellectual feats of non-devotees. Notwithstanding this truth, even a small child can easily understand Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa and his transcendental pastimes in the land of Vṛndāvana by the grace of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki. Vandeham Śrī Guru Śrī Yutabadakamalam Śrī Gurun Vaishnavamscha Śrī-rūpam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Śrī Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Śrī Vishagan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaudangi Radhe Vṛndāvaneshari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vṛnda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Nama Eva Kevalam Kaulau Nastyeva Gatiranyata. Śrī Caitanya-prasādena tad-rūpasya vinirṇayam bālo kurute śāstraṁ dṛṣṭvā vraja-vilāsinaḥ. So here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is glorifying Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. In each chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the first verse is glorifying Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Here is mentioning bālo kurute śāstraṁ. So bāla, that means a child. Prabhupada is writing or is translating a foolish child Because usually the children, they are playful. And usually the children, they don't really, when they're very small, they don't know what to do and what not to do. Also, when they're small, you may tell them what to do and still they will not follow. Because they want to play and they want to do whatever they want to do. So therefore here, Prabhupada is writing even a foolish child. He can understand the revealed scriptures. So, but of course, so that is if he's taking shelter of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And here, an important verse is there, vinirṇayam. Sri Sri Gaunitai ki, Sri Sri Krishna Balaram ki, Sri Sri Radha Shyama Sundar ki. So, something is required here. Vinirṇayam means complete determination. One must have faith, one must have knowledge about Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and then one should engage in his service. One should be devoted to him with determination. So then, śrī-caitanya-prasādena, and then by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, even a child, he can dṛṣṭvā, he can have vision, he can see the pastimes of Kṛṣṇa, vraja-vilāsinaḥ, who enjoys pastimes in Braj, with his associates, with his friends, even with the animals, the cows and the calves, and is reciprocating even with the birds, and even with the trees, the plants. Kṛṣṇa is most merciful. And then the servants in the house, and nondevotees. So there's an intimate relationship there. Kṛṣṇa is very merciful to his servants also. And he doesn't even treat them so much as servants. But due to etiquette, they are the servants, and so he has to follow the etiquette also. And he will not embrace his friends, or his friends he will embrace, but not the servants, because they are servants. Especially when the elders are there, the parents are there. But when they are not there, he may embrace his servants also, like he's embracing the calves and the cows and other animals which may be there in Braj. And then more intimate relationship with his friends. They're playing together, they're eating together, they're lying down together, just like best of friends. And they do not know that Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord. And then the wonderful pastimes are there with Kṛṣṇa, with the elderly gopis, with his mother and father, Maria Yashoda, Nanda Baba, giving so much pleasure to Kṛṣṇa, the loving sentiments of the elderly gopis, the service of the elderly gopis, and the cowherd man. And Kṛṣṇa is reciprocating. Kṛṣṇa is in the center of their lives. And then the most wonderful pastimes are the pastimes with the gopis, which are most dear to Kṛṣṇa because of their most wonderful love, most exalted love. And therefore Kṛṣṇa actually is spending most of these times with the gopis. We hear that Kṛṣṇa is taking out the cows and the calves in the pasturing grounds. That is mentioned in the scriptures also by the previous acharyas. And so he's playing with them together, and they're having some snack also in between. But at one point he's telling his friends have to go somewhere for a little while. And they say, okay. And then he's saying, you just play together and I'll be back soon. But Kṛṣṇa is saying, I'll be back soon, but it takes quite some time, a few hours. Because he's meeting with the gopis at Radhakund every day. In the spiritual world, where the Nitya Lila are there, the eternal pastimes, and even when Kṛṣṇa comes in this world, not when he's a small boy in Gokul or in Chatikara near Vṛndāvana, 3 months and 4 months he's in Gokul from his appearance 3 years and 4 months, and then he's moving. Actually, his parents, his father, seeing so many demons are there, attacking Krishna, wanting to kill Krishna, the Supreme Lord, which is impossible. And Krishna, in a playful way, is killing them. But because there are so many demons, so Nanda Baba is thinking this place is not so auspicious. Let us move to somewhere else. And they go to Chatikara, which is 6 kilometers from here. If you go towards the main road, Delhi, Agra. So Chatikara is there. So they moved to that place. The name is actually coming Chatikara because they took their chariots and the cows and the calves and the bulls and the oxen and all the paraphernalia, and they camped at that place, and that came to be known as Chatikara because they put all their chariots and the Belgari, the oxen carts, they put in a kind of circle with a little entrance. So from that time, that name has been given to that place, Chatikara. So they stayed there for 3 years and 4 months. And then finally they moved back to Nandagaon. Krishna and of course his parents and Radharani, of course, when she's appearing. So Vṛndāvana Maharaj is a good friend of Nanda Baba. So therefore he decided that when Nanda Baba decided to go to Gokul from Nandagaon, then he also came to nearby place Raval, where Radharani appeared. And when Nanda Baba decided to come to Chatikara for 3 years and 4 months, then Vṛndāvana Maharaj decided to live nearby one place called Vasant or Ral. And after 3 years and 4 months, then Nanda Baba decided to go back, of course, with the advice of his friends or Gurujan, the spiritual masters, Baguri Muni or Sandilya Muni. They were the two acharyas from whom they took guidance. And Nanda Baba's 2 elder brothers are there and younger brothers, so they were consulting, and they decided to go back to Nandagaon. And then Vṛndāvana Maharaj went back to Varshana. So at that time, so when Krishna is 7 years old, 8 years, then the pastimes, they are just like the pastimes in the spiritual world, not different. And Krishna is going every day to Radhakund, meeting with the gopis. And then staying there also in Nandagaon for 3 years and 4 months. And then finally Krishna is moving on to Mathura and then later on Dwarka. But when Krishna goes to Mathura, Yashodananda and Shyama Sundar becomes Aprakat and Vasudeva Krishna becomes Prakat. So these things we know actually is not so easy to understand. And even if you ask anyone in India, a common man, where is Krishna's birthplace? Where is Krishna's birthplace? What do you can say? Mathura. Okay, Mathura. What do you say? Mathura. Okay, good, yes. That is Vasudeva Krishna. The son of Vasudeva and Devaki is known as Vasudeva Krishna. But the acharyas have explained in the 10th canto actually, and Prabhupada also has explained in the Krishna book and his purports, that at the same time when Vasudeva Krishna appeared in Mathura, Krishna appeared from the womb of Mother Yashoda in Gokul at the same time. And then Vasudeva so brought his child Vasudeva Krishna from Mathura to Gokul, and it was night time, everyone was sleeping. And then so even Mother Yashoda was sleeping, the gods were sleeping. So he brought his child, but Krishna had appeared there, and she was a little tired. But then also a girl appeared, the sister of Krishna, Yogamaya, Subhadra. So Krishna appeared one side, and then of Yashoda, and then she turned over to the other side, and then Yogamaya appeared. And then she fell asleep, she was tired. And so when Vasudeva came from Mathura, he came inside, and he thought, okay, night time, let me put my child here, and let me take, he saw the girl. He didn't see Krishna. Yashodananda, Krishna behind Maria Yashoda, but he saw Yogamaya. He took Yogamaya Subhadra and put his child there and went back to Mathura. And then Vasudeva Krishna merged into Yashodanandan Krishna. So the Acharyas have explained. So that hardly anybody knows in this world except the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the followers of Śrī Kṛṣṇa Mahaprabhu, and some fortunate Brijabasis who have some connection with the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, or even of course some other great personalities are there from the other Sampradayas. They may have this knowledge also, but rare. So, but by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, even a child, he can understand that. A devotee child in our society, the children also, they will know. You can ask the devotee children in our society, of course not all of them, but those whose parents know these secrets, they will know. Then you can ask a child where Krishna appeared. They will say, Gokul. And Mathura also, they will know. So a child can know by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, being under the guidance of Mahaprabhu's associates, the 6 Goswamis, and then of course Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who have written these literatures and given this knowledge, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he has written in his books the essence of the 6 Goswamis' literatures, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, our Prabhupada also presented the same truth. And then what to speak of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna? That is not so easily understood. And of course it is mentioned one should be highly advanced, and then one may be able to understand the wonderful pastimes of Sisi, Radha and Krishna. So some maturity has to be there. Some purity has to be there. So therefore also Prabhupada or Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, they cautioned we should not try to hear too much about the confidential pastimes of Radha and Krishna. But at the same time something we can hear also, and we know that Radharani, so she's the most beloved of Krishna, and they meeting regularly like at Radha Kund at noontime. And then they're playing there together in the water. There's a Julan also, like we're going to start Julan Utsav, the swing festival from Ekadashi, that was established by Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada for 5 days, and Prabhupada followed also that. But in Braj, actually they're starting the Julan Utsav from Hariyali Tej. That was just a few days ago. Maybe you remember that Hariyali means green. Tej means, that is in the Braja Bhasha, the language of Braj, which is similar to Hindi, and of course similar to Sanskrit also, a little something. But in Braj Bhasha is Tej, and but in Sanskrit it is Tritiya Titi. Tritiya, the 3rd day of the lunar month. So, and in the Krishna Paksha, in the dark fortnight after Purnima, it was Guru Purnima, and then after 3 days, or after 10 days, after 15 days, Yamavasya, then Amavasya 3 days after. So in the Shukla Paksha, then Tritiya is there. So it was a few days ago. And so, summertime, everything is dry. And when it is very hot and less water in the rivers also. But as soon as the rainy season comes, there's lot more water in the Jamuna. Now you can go now to the Jamuna, there's more water, you can take nice bath. And because of the rain, everything is green. Green grass is there, the trees also, new leaves are coming. And it is very beautiful and very pleasant when it is raining. It is not so hot anymore. So therefore, since Krishna's time also, then the festivals are observed. Actually every day in Braj is a festival. So Prabhupada has mentioned, and even the Acharyas have explained, that every day practically it is a festival, performing wonderful pastimes. So the deities were dressed in green dress, and the altar was decorated with leaves from the trees, branches of the trees, and it looks very beautiful. And that is the day when in all the local temples, except the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they will start Julan Yatra. And that is according to the scriptures that is explained. That actually Srimati Radharani, she was in Javat. Sometimes she's in Javat and sometimes in Varshana. And she was wanting to come back to Varshana, but she was waiting for her father or her brother, Sridham, to come and get her. At that time, no phone, no mobile, no internet. So they couldn't just communicate by phone, so they had to send a messenger. So she was waiting, and what is happening? Nobody is coming and to bring me back to Varshana. I want to go home. So then some persons from Varshana, they came there to do some work in Javat, and they recognized Srimati Radharani, and they saw that she was not looking so happy. And then they asked, so why are you looking so unhappy? She was crying, because I want to go back to my home, but my father or my brother, they are not coming, and no sign from them. Okay, don't worry, we are going back soon to Varshana, and I will tell your father and your brother. So next day they went home, and they told Vṛṣabhanu Maharaj and Sridham that your daughter is in Javat and she wants to come back and be sometime here with all of you. And then Vṛṣabhanu Maharaj is saying, okay, immediately, Sridham, you go. And it was during the day, actually on Dvitiya Tithi, the day before Tritiya, Dvitiya, the second day of the lunar month, it was noon time. So he had to come from Varshana to Javat, of course not so far, but he arrived towards the evening. And he actually had to collect some cloth, some saris and some sweets, some cloth, some dhotis and some silver and gold coins to give to the in-laws of Srimati Radharani, Jatila and Kutila. So then giving the gifts, then they were telling, so please let Srimati Radharani come to Varshana for some time. And getting the gifts, okay, very happy, yes, sure. And then, but because it was already evening, so he stayed overnight, and then the next morning he's coming back to Varshana. And then they are starting the Julan, the swing festival. And actually there are different places in Braj. Of course, in Varshana, the swing is there. Just if you go to the main temple, then you go outside, the back door there, and there's a big Julan there, swing is there. Pastimes, of course, are there in the different places. And between Nandagaon and Varshana, there's one place known as Sanket. So there's a meeting place. By sign, sometimes Krishna is going there, and when the sun is out and the mirror is there, and he has a mirror, and with the reflection of the sun going towards Varshana, and then in this way, sending some signal, so for Radharani to understand that he's there. And then they meet sometimes there, between Nandagaon and Varshana. And there's a beautiful swing also there. And next to Nandagaon, because sometimes they will meet there, actually Radharani, she almost every day she's cooking for Krishna. So nearby there's one, just on the way to Nandagaon, there's a place, Lalita Kundi is there, a small place is there, and Lalita Devi sometimes she stays there, and there's a beautiful swing there also, so sometimes they meet there. And in each of these places actually the pastimes are there of Radha Krishna, they meet there. We don't have so much time to tell all these pastimes, otherwise we'll be there till 10 o'clock, but we have to start by 9 o'clock. So beautiful pastimes are there, revealed by the acharyas. First of all, of course, we have to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Tattva vichar, we have to know. And that we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. And we have an eternal relationship with Krishna. And then we have to engage in devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master. And especially we have to hear sufficiently about Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Krishna's pastimes. And then we have to serve Guru, Garanga and Krishna. And then in purified consciousness, then we can become more absorbed and understand, especially the pastimes of Krishna and the pastimes of Krishna, especially then with the gopis also, which are the most exalted. As explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the beginning. Anarpita charim chirakena vatana kalo samarpati onod ujjuraram savakti shriyam. So Śrī Kṛṣṇa Mahaprabhu, let him be, let Mahaprabhu be manifest in my heart. And then, so Śrī Kṛṣṇa Mahaprabhu, so this is a verse actually by Swarup Damodar, the confidential associate of Mahaprabhu, explaining that Mahaprabhu has come after a long time. Just like Krishna is coming once in the day of Lord Brahma, that is thousands and millions of years, trillions of years. So after Krishna comes, Yashodananda Krishna, then Satyanandana Gaurahari, who is non different from Radha Krishna, appears. So after a long time he has appeared, and he has brought this Unad Ujjala Ras, so Svabhakti Sriyam, the beauty of Braj Bhakti. So Mahaprabhu came to give Braj Bhakti. And and especially the most bright and shining, Unad Ujjala Ras, the mellow, transcendental mellow, the highest, that is the love of the gopis and manjaris. And then but to properly be able to appreciate, so one must be in purified consciousness. Then we can understand Lila Vichar, the pastimes of Krishna and Braj, by the mercy of the spiritual master, by the mercy of Prabhupada, by the mercy of the previous acharyas, especially Rupa Goswami, who is very dear to Mahaprabhu, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who has presented Chaitanya Charitamrita. And so here Prabhupada has very nicely explained about here the confidential reasons for the appearance of Śrī Kṛṣṇa Mahaprabhu. That is the introduction to the 4th chapter. So I will read, because it is ultimately very important to have the proper understanding. In this chapter of the epic Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has stressed that Lord Caitanya appeared for 3 principal purposes of his own. So these are actually the internal reason. So that will be explained. And then by the way, also Prabhupada is explaining, the external reason are there. That is to give the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names, the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So although he is the Supreme Lord himself, but he is coming as a devotee and showing us how to engage in devotional service. Very exemplary. First he was a householder, following the rules and regulations of the scriptures also. He was a student. Of course, like children, they are naughty, so Mahaprabhu was also very naughty. And but then he was going to school and learning from his teacher Gangadas Pandit. And what he learned, then he taught the younger children. That was the system in Gurukul. Those children who graduate after 2-3 years to higher classes, then they teach the younger students the basics, the ABC and so on. And then later on, so upon the request of his mother, he married. And then he was also, of course, he met his spiritual master Ishvara Puri, and he received the holy names. Although everything is coming from Mahaprabhu, but just to show that we have to take shelter of a spiritual master. He accepted initiation and he received the Maha Mantra. And he received one more mantra, which is known as Gopal Mantra, which we, as members of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, we receiving Gayatri Mantra, and we also received the Gopal Mantra. So, and Nimai Pandit, because he appeared in the Brahmana family, is the topmost Brahmana, so the samskar was performed in his childhood, Upanayan samskar, and he was receiving the first Gayatri known as Brahma Gayatri, and then afterwards he was receiving the Gopal Mantra from Ishvara Puri, but only actually the last part of the Gopal Mantra. And then after he started chanting holy names, and he started the Sankirtan movement in Navadvip, Mayapur Navadvip. And then afterwards, he felt that he should distribute the holy names, and so he entered the sannyas ashram because he felt it is more favorable. I can reach out to more persons, conditioned souls. And then he stayed in Puri. And he was going to South India, also touring whole Bharatvarsha India, coming to Braj also, distributing transcendental knowledge, the holy names, Braj Bhakti. But in the last 18 years, he spent in Jagannath Puri, relishing in the association of Swarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda, who are his most intimate associates, who are non different from Lalita and Vishaka and Krishna Lila, his dear associates in Braj. And they were discussing the book specifically in regards to the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, Jayadev Goswami's Git Govind, and books of Chandidas also, who wrote about Radha Krishna's pastimes, and Vidyapati. So then the Goswamis also, they have then especially also Rup Goswami and Sanat Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, being requested by Mahaprabhu, they have revealed. So the inner reason for Mahaprabhu's appearance, that is also explained actually in the first chapter of the Adi Leela, the 6th verse. Shri Radha Pranaya Mahima Kidrishavanaiva Sadhyo Yanadbuddha Madirema Kidrishava Madhya Sokyam Chasya Mad Anubhavata Kidrisham Veti Lobat Tad Bhavadya Samajani Satchigarva Sindhu Harindu. So translation, and that he has explained here, Prabhupada, a little more elaborate, desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi, as the moon appeared from the ocean. So Prabhupada is explaining the 3 reasons, eternal reason. The first purpose was to relish the possession of Srimati Radharani, who is the prime reciprocator of transcendental love of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So she is the foremost of the gopis who have this conjugal relationship with Krishna, also known as Parakiya Bhav. So they belong to each other, but they are in Kishore Avastha, 15, 13, 14 years old, Kishori. So therefore they are not married, but they belong to each other. And Sakya bhav is actually included in Parakiya bhav. That Srila Prabhupada has also explained in one of the purports of this fourth chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa is a reservoir of transcendental loving transactions with Śrīmati Radharani. The subject of those loving transactions is the Lord himself, and Radharani is the object. So that is, Krishna is Vishaya Vigraha, is the object, and Radharani is the Ashray Vigraha. So we love Krishna. We try to love Krishna. The love is there dormant in our heart. And if we engage in devotional activities, the heart becomes purified, and then the loving sentiments will appear. And then there's but we have to be under the shelter of Śrīmati Radharani. So under the shelter, of course, of Mahaprabhu and the spiritual master. Also Mahaprabhu, or the spiritual master, is known as Ashray Vigraha. He is the abode of love. And then we can understand the wonderful love of Śrīmati Radharani by the mercy of Guru Garanga and Śrīmati Radharani. Thus the subject, the Lord, wanted to relish the loving mellow in the possession of the object Radharani. So we should understand, Krishna knows everything. He's the Supreme Lord. But at the same time, so in the pastime, he has to have the loving exchange, and he cannot be always, he knows Radharani's mood, but he cannot fully relish, because he has to exchange the loving sentiments which Śrīmati Radharani has, and the Gopas and everyone in Braj. So he cannot be in the position of Radharani. But his Bhagavan, he knows everything, but he cannot fully relish the love of Śrīmati Radharani. Therefore the form of Mahaprabhu is manifest. And so Mahaprabhu is relishing, is Krishna, but is relishing, so that is explained the pranaya, the love, prem, sneha, man, pranaya, rag, anurag, bhav, mahabhav of Śrīmati Radharani. So Mahaprabhu he can relish. Is Krishna, but in the mood of Radharani. But still also we should not think that Mahaprabhu is superior than Krishna. No. They're non-different, and Krishna is the source of everything. And simultaneously, since time immemorial, Mahaprabhu is present and Krishna. But Mahaprabhu's form is there to relish the love of Radharani, and then by her loving sentiments, she's seeing Krishna's beauty. And then Krishna playing the flute, and Krishna's loving exchange, so she can relish that. And when she's relishing, there's transcendental bliss is there, Anand. So she has a love, so Mahaprabhu is experiencing her love, and then experiencing his own qualities, his beauty in the mood of Radharani, and then is experiencing the transcendental bliss of Śrīmati Radharani. So that he has explained. So the first is the love of Radharani, and then the second reason for his appearance was to understand the transcendental mellow of himself. Lord Kṛṣṇa is all sweetness, the Rupa Madhurya, the beauty of Krishna. Radharani's attraction for Krishna is sublime, and to experience that attraction, understand the transcendental sweetness of himself, he accepted the mentality of Radharani. So just 2 minutes more, and then we'll close. The third reason that Lord Caitanya appeared was to enjoy the bliss tasted by Radharani. The Lord taught that undoubtedly Radharani enjoyed his company, and he enjoyed the company of Radharani. But the exchange of transcendental mellow between the spiritual couple was more pleasing to Śrīmati Radharani than to Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Of course, ultimately, so that is, in the Lila Vichar, in the pastime, it appears that Śrīmati Radharani, she's controlling Krishna, and she's enjoying more. But from the absolute point of view, Tattva Vichar, Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna is the source of all bliss. So always you have to see Tattva Vichar, the absolute position of the absolute truth, Krishna, the source of everything, and Lila Vichar, the pastime, the consideration of the pastime. In the consideration of the pastime, Radharani sometimes she's controlling Krishna. She's greater than Krishna. She has more love. She feels more pleasure. That is in the pastime. From the absolute point of view, Krishna is the source of everything, is the supreme. That we have to understand. Not that we think Radharani is superior than Krishna. No. The third, So the Lord told that undoubtedly Radharani enjoyed his company and enjoyed the company of Radharani. But the exchange of transcendental melo between the spiritual couple was more pleasing to Radharani than Krishna. Radharani felt more transcendental pleasure in the company of Krishna than he could understand without taking her position. But for Śrī Kṛṣṇa to enjoy the position of Srimati Radharani was impossible, because that position was completely foreign to him. So he cannot be in the position of Radharani all the time in Braj. He knows Radharani's position, but he cannot be in that position. Therefore the form of Mahaprabhu is there. And then he can understand Radharani's position. He can enjoy Radharani's position. Krishna is the transcendental male and Radharani is the transcendental female. Therefore, to know the transcendental pleasure of loving Krishna, Lord Kṛṣṇa himself appears as Lord Caitanya, accepting the emotions and bodily luster of Srimati Radharani. Lord Caitanya appeared in order to fulfill these confidential desires and also to preach the spiritual significance of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And also to answer the call of Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya appeared also to deliver the fallen conditioned souls. But he told, I'm not capable of delivering these fallen conditioned souls in the age of Kali. So therefore he prayed to Mahaprabhu, you please appear. And it was anyhow the time for Mahaprabhu to come and to give Braj Bhakti, which only Mahaprabhu can come to give. And of course, Advaita Acharya could also give in the association of Mahaprabhu. So these were the secondary reasons. Sri Swarup Damodar was the principal figure among Lord Chaitanya's confidential devotees. He was the secretary and most confidential, and Mahaprabhu's time, so anyone wanted to see in Puri, anyone wanted to see Mahaprabhu, he had to go through Swarup Damodar. And therefore even Raghunath Das Goswami has explained, if you want to know Mahaprabhu, you should approach Rupa Goswami and Swarup Damodar. Without their mercy, we cannot approach Mahaprabhu, understand Mahaprabhu completely as he is. So the records of his diary have revealed this confidential purpose of the Lord. These revelations have been confirmed by the statements of Srila Rupa Goswami in his various prayers and poems. Therefore we take shelter of Rupa Goswami, as Prabhupada also was offering this prayer, Śrī Caitanya-manobhistam stapitam yena bhutale Sayam Rupa Gadamayam dadati swaparantikam. And we are known as Rupanuga Vaishnavas, followers of Rupa Goswami. And in more advanced stage, when we enter the realm of Braj Bhakti, and then to understand Radha Krishna's pastimes fully, then we take shelter of Rupa Manjari. This chapter also specifically describes the difference between lust and love. The transactions of Krishna and Radha are completely different from material lust. Therefore, the author has very clearly distinguished between them. So that is important to know also, that although it seems to be like mundane relationship between man and woman, but Krishna's pastimes with the gopis are completely transcendental, whereas the exchange between man and woman, that is material, and that is known as lust. Of course, some love is there, but that is material love, but true love is there when Krishna is in the center. And so he has specifically mentioned that, so that one can properly understand this subject matter. And one should try to become free from lust, and then one can understand the loving sentiments between Radha and Krishna. So specifically also this fourth chapter is a glorification of Srimati Radharani and her love. So that will be described in the following verses. Very beautiful chapter. Śrī Caitanya-Charitamrita ki, Satchinandana Gaura Hari ki, Śrīla Rupa Goswami Pad ki, Sisi Radha Shama Sundar ki, Śrīla Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. We stop here. Hare Krishna.